Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, agents. I am Mountain Carl, and this is a Division Let's Talk right here on Gun Brothers Gaming. And today's Let's Talk is very special because Mountain Carl didn't forget about you, because Mountain Carl still loves the Division despite all of the problems that are going on right now. So I will continue to do these Let's Talks. No matter what, I will try and get these out every day still, every day, every other day as possible. As soon as I can make the content, I will get these out to you. So today we have something that I'm going to call a rogue confession, because over on the Reddit Division subforum, there was a post this morning that caught my eye, and so I had to go ahead and share this with you. I'm not going to link it in the comments because it's just going to get drowned out and you're not going to be able to really see what it is, but I'm just going to tell you what it is and you can just go from there. And I'm not going to paraphrase it, I'm going to give it to you straight. So here it is, this straight from the mouth of a rogue. SnoopTidder writes, 33 days played, geared as AF, level 99 DZ, GS 255, yada yada yada. Hello again guys, Snoop here with a confession. I'm a rogue, a serial killer with a penchant for manhunts and clapping over dead bodies of my defeated foes, and I'm sick of it. PvP in the Division is woefully imbalanced. Yesterday my squad took an entire server and essentially griefed it to hell. How, you ask? Enter moi, Reclaimer Atom Bomb, all skills maxed, decent toughness, support role, skill power well over 50,000. My team, 2 reckless sentries and 1 tactician. Maxed out smart cover, maxed out pulse, explosive rounds, no downtime on skills whatsoever. Nobody could defeat us at all. The Reclaimer set is stupidly OP, adding cool-headed on your primary and skilled on your secondary, and it's ults and skills galore. Yesterday I didn't even feel like clapping after what turned out to be a depressing realization that the DarkZone PvP is a steaming pile of shit that requires 0 skill. To anyone thinking of running Deadeye, Strikers, Firecrest, Nomad, LOL, Tactician, etc, etc, etc in the DarkZone, don't bother. The Division is a game of 2 gear sets, Reclaimer and Sentry. How utterly depressing. Now, this is a good example of exactly what I'm talking about, because now even rogues are talking about how depressingly stupid the DarkZone is. Now, this isn't me. This is somebody else, somebody completely different, somebody who has no affiliation with this channel. He doesn't even know I'm posting this video right now and giving him mad props, because it takes a real person to come forward and admit how stupid it is. Somebody who likes doing this, somebody who likes going around griefing people, going around destroying people's afternoons, going around and just absolutely, utterly making you wish you could not play this game anymore. And when people start doing that, this is the thing. This is the thing, that it's no fun for people if there's no challenge. If they run around and there's nothing that they can do that where somebody's going to kill them, then what's the challenge in it? You're just going around killing people at that point. And that's really what it comes down to, is there's no challenge anymore. And that's kind of what I talked about in my last video as well, is there are really only a couple gear sets that actually matter. It's a tier system where if you use a tier set, like if you use Reclaimer or Sentry, you're in the top tier set. And I actually don't think Reclaimer's that great. Reclaimer's great in a group, but it's not great by yourself. If you're running solo, you want to run a Deadeye or a Sentry set, and I would highly suggest getting that Sentry set. Don't run Deadeye unless you actually know how to use it. That gear set takes a little bit more skill, but you can actually one-shot somebody if if they don't have decent toughness. But it sounded like this guy had decent toughness, and this is the heart of the matter. When rogues start saying that they're not having fun griefing people in the DarkZone, something needs to change. There needs to be a fundamental change, and that's why in my last video I said we need to just get rid of gear sets. There's, building these builds and doing this stuff, it's gotten ridiculous. It really was ruined by the gear sets, and the gear sets ruined the game. The Reclaimer set should have never been a PvP set. You should have never allowed it to be entered into PvP. It threw off the entire balance of the game. I said it even before the 1.3 patch dropped. I said Reclaimer set will ruin the game. It is ridiculous to give your entire team fire bullets, explosive bullets, or whatever it is that you're giving them. It's ridiculous. This is just a stupid mistake, and Reclaimer needs to go away. Honestly, it needs to be a PvE only. When you go into the Dark Zone, honestly, gear sets need to be disabled. They need to just cut off, division tech isn't supposed to work. You get cut off from the division in the Dark Zone. So why is division tech even working in the Dark Zone? Division tech needs to be turned off. This is why in my last video I stated that everybody needs to be on an equal playing field in the DZ. You need to make it so that the only time your stuff works is in PvE, when you're fighting somebody in certain zones, and then in PvP zones, everybody's guns do the same amount of damage, everybody has the same amount of armor, everybody does the same. The only thing that should matter is your abilities and what you choose, whether it's shock turret or something else, healing, something to that effect. But gear sets need to be turned off, perks need to be turned off. It's just the way it is. You guys screwed the pooch in the Dark Zone, and now you guys are paying for it, because even now the rogues have gone rogue on you, and that is a very sad fact of the matter, because it's just not something that needs to happen. Rogues should not be complaining about this game. When rogues start complaining about this game like this guy is, that's when you know there's a fundamental problem with it, and that is the gear sets. The gear sets are the fundamental problem. They should be PvE only. There are certain aspects. I mean, Nomad doesn't work in PvP. When you get killed by somebody in PvP, Nomad gear set, if you have 4 of them, it's not going to revive you. It's just a simple fact of it. It's not going to revive you. It only works in PvE. It needs to be that way across the board. Like I said, and I've always said it, Massive and Ubisoft have a problem with consistency with this game. Heroic doesn't mean the same thing across all of the heroic missions. Like, there are different sets of heroics. Like, there shouldn't be. What heroic means is that it should be level 35s across the board. Challenging, level 34s across the board. And when you bring in a new patch and you up the gear and you up everything else, if that's the case, then you need to change heroic all the way up, all the way down. If you introduce level 36 heroics in one area, you need to make sure it goes across every single instance. But that's not really the problem with the game. It's the inconsistencies of, oh, this is too OP for PvP, so we're just going to disable it. Well, if it's too OP for PvP, then you need to disable everything for PvP, not just one thing. You need to disable everything, and that is the fundamental problem, is that gear sets just don't work. And while I'd love to say that rogues are killing this game, honestly, gear sets are killing this game, and gear sets have killed PvP. That's really what it comes down to. Gear sets aren't killing the game. Gear sets have killed PvP. You want gear sets? Run underground and let it be in there. But once you enter the Dark Zone, the division tech needs to get turned off. It needs to go away. It doesn't need to be there. That is the simple fact of the matter, and that is my time. So I'm just going to leave it there. I'm going to leave it open for comments. You guys can comment down in the section, but this is not my opinion. This is a rogue talking about how crappy the Dark Zone is because there's no challenge to it for him and his team. He just runs around griefing people. You can't kill him. The skills are coming up always. There needs to be a fundamental change in the DZ. Massive, why are you not listening? Why are you not listening to the community? As your game slowly dies, you're sitting there watching your game die slowly, painfully, and you're doing nothing to help it, other than the fact that you're just getting ready for the next DLC to drop. And it's very sad to see, because there are so many people out there that love this game. There are lots of people like myself who love this game and want to see it survive, like your next DLC. We want to see it survive, not just on water and canned beans. We want to see it survive to the very end and be able to play it, be able to have a good time, and do something about it. Fix your PvP issue before the game completely goes into the shitter and you have nothing left besides just a crumbling part. For me, your game, For Honor or whatever it is, I'm not even gonna touch it. It looks like a big steaming pile of crap already. So you've already lost that there, because I will not trust a single game that Massive, the studio, makes. So Ubisoft, if you're listening to this, I will not buy another game from you that is made by Massive. There has been a woeful incompetence that is there. So anyways, That's my time. I am Mounty Carl. Thank you so much for watching this. If you liked this video and found it informative or at least entertaining, please drop a like on this video and consider subscribing for more Division content and content from other games that will soon be coming. If you didn't know, I dropped a No Man's Sky video this morning on how to rename stuff from other planets, and there's going to be a lot more content. So thank you so much for listening. We will see you again in the underground real soon. Agent out.